Evening, Tiny Truckers. Welcome back to the True North Garage with myself and Mr. Moffat here.
Hey everybody.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun the last couple weeks. Got to do some visiting, got to try some new products out, got to do some building. Finally, did the bearings on my skeleton after 2.5 years. Those absolutely exploded. There was nothing left in the differentials. The externals, the housing of the bearings had turned to dust, and the little ball bearings were bouncing around the differential.
I'm still questioning whether or not GCM put bearings in the axles. So
Well, he had to have because the ball bearings weren't just. But
yeah.
I was up at Chris's and he was awesome as always to help fix this little truck. We've got some cool stuff happening this year. The True North Crawl Series. We had no idea what it was going to turn in when we started it.
It kind of exploded, didn't it?
We're averaging 60 trucks now with these crawl series. We get to meet so many new people.
It's great.
These new faces from the first one we started have now become friends. It's had a lot of fun. Adam's been working on the schedule. I'll let him tell you a little bit about not where and when. We'll let that go as each one comes, but he can give you a little bit more information.
Yeah, so it's been good. With last month, Marches, we hit 6 crawl series, and as Chad said, we've been averaging 60 to 70 trucks, which is fantastic for, ultimately just being a gathering of RC guys.
And good people.
Absolutely. Meeting a lot of fantastic new people and getting people out. We have the next 6 months booked up solid. We legitimately have a crawl ready for, we got the April one, depending on when this video comes out, which may have already taken place or it may be happening in a couple of days. We have in St. Thomas, we're going to be in April. May's booked up, June's booked up, July's booked up, August is booked up, and we might actually have a tentative booking for September. So,
man, some cool spots. You don't want to miss these.
Absolutely.
And not only that is to get into such a large group of like-minded people. Man, so much fun.
Yeah, and we keep encouraging everybody to come on out, and a couple of things to remember. Number one, the crawl series is just a group gathering. We don't charge any admission. We don't charge any parking. The only time that you might have to pay something is if we're at a conservation area and there's conservation
typical
fees.
Parking fees.
Right. Yep. The other thing is everybody and anything is welcome. We have people showing up with SEX 2.4s, 18th scale, 10th scale.
6x6s.
Yep, 6x6. The SEX 6 crowd has been coming out. Everybody come on out. The purpose of this is, number one, you're there to meet new people, to have fun trailing.
Pull some triggers and laugh.
Exactly. Yeah. And the whole idea was just, it's hard, and we all know it. It's hard to go out and meet new people. It's hard to figure out who the groups were. So that was the whole idea behind it. And we love it. We're having fun. We hope you guys are too. So the other thing that we wanted to talk a little bit about was what's coming up in June.
Father's Day weekend.
Yeah.
And speaking of, there's one of my fur babies. And you stink. But so Father's Day weekend, we have Warsaw coming up.
Yep.
It is going to be, anybody that went last year knows this was so much fun. I had to say 80% new people there last year. This year is going to be a little different. There is no event fee at all. This is just going to be a True North Crawl Series weekend.
Yep.
And make no mistake, it is the weekend. It's not just Saturday or Sunday. You do have to pay for your camping.
Yes.
If you're spending the weekend. Now, all of the bookings for Warsaw campgrounds are open now. So get your sites while they last, because I have a feeling we're going to end up with a lot of tiny truckers there that weekend.
Yes.
There's day passes available. You just have to park down by the beach. We're going to release more information on the Warsaw event, but just understand that we're going to be doing kind of the same thing that happened last year. So there will be a couple of trails open. They're not going to be flagged. It's just a crawl series. It's not an event. We will be doing, what else are we going to do?
So in the morning, we're going to have the show and shine.
Yep.
Like Chad said, we'll have a bit more information coming out on that. But it's going to be a typical show and shine, right? It's going to be all peer voted. We're going to have voting cards. You're going to vote for a couple of categories for the vehicles you like. We're not picking the winners.
No,
we don't believe in that. We're not going to do that. It's going to be peer voting. The trails will be open, so we're probably going to have 2 trails, maybe a third if we've got enough time to carve them out. It's going to be similar to last year. The trails will be up at the top end where the group sites are. Unfortunately, we can't get down into the low end. Ownership changes and all that fun stuff out of our control.
Park at your own campsite. There is no parking up at the group site area. That was the only issue we had last year. So just keep in mind this year, you have to either park at your own campsite or at the day parking area.
getting out of our control. And then in the afternoon or the evening, we're going to do tractor pulls. So
Tractor pull.
tractor pulls are fun. We brought it out last year for the first time. We coordinated the best we could. We learned some things, and this year is going to be even more fun. So
oh, it's going to be a blast. And there will be tiny trophies only for the show and shine. So you'll get that 1 to 10 scale.
Yep.
There will be one tiny trophy for the tractor pull.
Yeah, we're going to do something fun. So keep in mind, guys, you know, we're not charging anything for this. We're putting it together. We've got a group of great volunteers that are going to help us out here. So, you know, we want to get everybody out. You know, if we have a good showing this year again and we keep the place clean and we're respectful of everybody there, who knows, maybe next year they will say to us, we're going to open up the lower trails again, and we'll cross our fingers on that. But
and I have to say, the crawl series in all, I do have the little speech at the beginning about taking out what you brought in. You guys have been awesome keeping the trails clean, and it's been very nice to see, because there are some people out there that don't really care, and it seems to be everybody that comes out.
Yep, and you know what? At the end of the day, all of this really hinges on the fact that, you know, all the tiny truckers with us are very respectful of the areas we're in. You know, Chad and I have to do a bunch of work up front, talk to, especially if it's private property or the conservation areas, let them know we're coming. You know, that's one of the things we always brag about is we take out more than we bring in, right? We pick up garbage on the way. So that's really dependent upon all of you guys. We really, really, really appreciate everybody being helpful this far and really looking out for it. I can only think of one incident where we had an incident where an individual decided his pop can belonged in a creek, and that was promptly fished out by another individual. We thank you for that, and he just won't be invited back. You know, at the end of the day, because we're not going to have one person ruin it for us. So,
some fun stuff about the tractor pull.
Yes.
So there's going to be a couple of things different this year. There are only going to be 3 classes.
Yes.
So there is going to be a Lexan class. There's going to be a hard body class, and then there is going to be a super scale puller truck class. Now, quick, just so nobody gets upset this year, so you bring what you're prepped. There won't be any 6x6s pulling this year, and it must be 1 to 10 scale. You want to try and pull it with 1 to 18, go ahead, but no larger than 1 to 10 scale. But anything that looks like a real puller truck, something that you can reference a picture to, that is what is going to be the super scale tractor class. Now, there will be a tiny trophy for that and lots of bragging rights.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's tough with the tractor pulls. Me and Chad have kind of sat here racking our brains over how do you categorize this? And then you got motors and ESCs. And you know what? At the end of the day, we said, this is just for fun. So let's just try to group things in common groups. And that's it. And, you know, if we can figure out how to adapt this as the years go on, we will. But at the end of the day, hey, if you've got a factory stock SCX 10.3 with a Lexan body on it and you want to hook up to the trailer, come on out. We're just out here to have fun, right? We're not not doing anything too crazy. So
I hope in a year or so that the super scale class, it just explodes. I want to see these really, really scaled puller trucks just ripping this thing down the road.
Well, we should have, I've got 2 scale pullers. You're doing one, and I can think of 1 or 2 other guys. So, you know, hopefully people will see them and be like, hey, this is going to be a blast. And like we said, build something cool, have some fun.
Chris is making a cool part for mine right now. So it's gonna be pretty neat. But I have to say, I'm absolutely loving the crawl series. We've had so many groups reach out to us, so many hobby shops reach out to us that want to be a part of this. I mean, the sky's the limit. Anybody that wants to host one of these in their area, we would gladly help promote it, and we're going to come and check your trails out. Now, the one thing we talk about is if you do want to do this in your area, the trail preparation is up to the group that is hosting. The place where it is up to the group that's hosting it. And also keep in mind, when you have areas you want us to try, parking, because there can be from 20 to 50 cars that are rolling into one of these crawl events. And we kind of have to, you know, accommodate. We don't want to upset anybody.
We don't want to have 50 people show up and 40 cars and 30 people get parking tickets or something like that. So if you are in a local crawl group or, you know, a hobby shop and you want to get involved, reach out to me and Chad. You can reach out to us through our Facebook group, either True North RC or the True North RC crawl series. Drop us a line. You know, if you got a great area and you want to get together, we'll come out. We'll meet you. We'll chit chat and check it out.
Well, Adam will talk to you, and I'll talk to you when I see it. But I got a quick question for everybody out there. So just comment below. Is anybody interested in a True North Crawl Series 1 to 14 scale transport truck day? if you are, let us know, because we
Yes.
all have rigs. We know that there was Darren did one a little recently, so
Yep.
there was a couple people that went out to that one. But anybody, if you're interested at all in doing something like that, let us know, because if there is enough people, there is some cool areas. Kyle, actually, speaking of that, I popped in to see him. Waterfront Park by his place, amazing.
Out in Oshawa area.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's like a scale city of roads. And I guess there's a whole crawl area out there. So one of you Harmony crawler guys need to reach out to Adam to plan a weekend out in Oshawa, and we will come out, and Super Scale himself will come out, because he was the one talking about it. That's the cool thing about these, is you get to meet a lot of people you see on YouTube. Warsaw, one of the biggest things is you guys are going to get to trail with Chris and Dana from GCM. They're not going to be stuck behind a booth. They're going to be out on the trail. So they might need you to winch them out of a hole somewhere.
Actually, make sure you do, and make sure you film it so we can
Yes.
tease them later on.
Yep, don't touch your truck.
But yeah, so let us know if you guys have other requests for the crawl series. Like you said, we're facilitating it, but by all means, we are more than open to any suggestions, any recommendations.
Oh, it's all about you guys.
Absolutely, we'd like to get up to the Bracebridge area too, to BB Mountain. So if you guys are in the local trails in BB Mountain area, maybe reach out to us, because we certainly would like to arrange something up there. We go up a couple of times a year ourselves to trail, and
we camped at High Falls last time.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. So reach out, let us know. Otherwise, last thing, we had a couple of cool things here at True North headquarters. Chad is in the process of just finishing up an indoor carpet track. So
tiny racers.
We'll pan across that as we close the video here. Otherwise, we hope to see you guys out there, and shoot us a line if you got any questions, or if you want to host an event.
Keep the rubber side down, guys.
See you guys.